Funding for the Iowa Girls High School Basketball Championships is provided by
The path to greatness starts early. The Iowa Farm Bureau believes in Iowa's youth and their pursuit of greatness. That's why we're proud to be the title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Each student's effort is important, and when one rises, we all rise to a better Iowa.
Fairway, along with Nabisco, Frito-Lay, and Sara Lee, is a proud sponsor of the Iowa Girls Sports Championships. We congratulate all the schools and student athletes participating in this year's Girls High School State Basketball Championships. Fairway, proud to care for the places we work and live. By Musco Lighting, the sports lighting specialists, providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community.
I am a farmer.
I am a great cook.
I am a small town girl.
I'm a city boy.
I'm a banker.
I'm an Iowa banker.
No matter who you are, there is an Iowa banker who is ready to help you get where you want to go. Iowa Bankers, allowing you to discover the genuine difference of Iowa banks.
Girls State Basketball is sponsored by Simpson College in Indianola, where students have the opportunity to succeed in and out of the classroom, creating well-rounded, career-ready individuals. Learn more at simpson.edu.
Welcome to downtown Des Moines, home of the Golden Dome of our state capital. But the collective eyes of Iowa will be aimed across the river tonight at Wells Fargo Arena for our nightcap game of Iowa High School Hoops. It's our second game of the evening here on statewide Iowa Public Television. Norman's excited from Center Point-Urbana. The Comets are excited from North Polk. As we watch this broadcast that is free of charge to all 99 counties of Iowa on the 100th year anniversary of the girls' state basketball tournaments in the state. Hello, everybody. I'm Paul Yeager. Glad you could be with us tonight. And throughout this evening, IPTV Sports will continue to bring you highlights, analysis, and features from right here on our on-site sports desk. And we'll showcase you all of the pageantry of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Iowa Farm Bureau State Basketball Championships. But first, let's head courtside with Brad Wells and Molly Parrott for their call of the 3A State Championship.
All right, thank you very much, Paul. It is number 1 versus number 2. Center Point-Urbana into the state championship for the first time after having come to state the last 4 years. Meanwhile, North Polk making their 4th ever appearance here at state. And Molly, it's been a lot of fun watching these two teams. They both scored 55 or more in every game. This should be an exciting basketball game.
Should be exciting. North Polk wants to get up and down the floor. They shoot a lot of three-pointers. Center Point-Urbana, they are very good on the defensive end, particularly that full-court pressure defense.
All right, let's take a look at more on the Stormin' Pointers. We mentioned their 4th straight trip to state. They lead 3A in scoring this season, and their defense pretty darn good, too.
You bet. Like we said, that full-court pressure defense, Riley Goebel was a beast at the point of that pressure defense yesterday. They got a lot of easy buckets off turnovers.
And take a look at the North Polk Comets. 4 starters returning from a team that was in the semis last year. And a school record for three-pointers made.
They've attempted over 500 as a squad, just blowing out what any other team has attempted this year. So the Center Point-Urbana defense will have to get out on all those Comet shooters.
All right, a look at the Iowa Bankers Scholarship. Here is public address announcer Tim Fitzpatrick.
And each year at the Girls State Basketball Tournament, the Iowa Bankers Association presents the Student Athlete Achievement Award to a student athlete who excels on the court, in the classroom, and in her community. The recipient receives a $1,000 scholarship to the college of her choice. The 2019 Student Athlete Achievement Award winner is Chloe Neighbor from Center Point-Urbana. Presenting the award is Steve Neighbor, her dad, from Farmers State Bank in Marion. Congratulations to Chloe, and thank you to Steve with Farmers State Bank and the Iowa Bankers Association for their sponsorship of this award and continued support of the IGHSAU.
Center Point-Urbana fans, thank you for your support all season long. Now let's hear it for your Stormin' Pointers!
Thank you for your support all season long. Now let's hear it for your Comets.
Fans, it's now time to introduce the players in today's 3A championship matchup. First of all, here are your non-starters and assistant coaches for the Center Point-Urbana Stormin' Pointers. Number 2, Hannah Kress. Number 13, Chloe Neighbor. Number 15, Bryn Hadsel. Number 20, Peyton Kriegel. Number 25, Riley Goebel. Number 30, Lauren Dufault. And number 32, Claire Neighbor. Your assistant coaches, Dan Hillers, Derek Shantz, and Andy Wooldridge. Now let's meet the non-starters and assistant coaches for the home team from North Polk. Number 3, Katie Berglund. Number 4, Brooke Johnson. Number 5, Alia Springer. Number 10, Lucy Schaefer. Number 20, Sydney Anderson. Number 24, Paige Anderson. Number 25, Carolyn Steffen. Number 33, Hannah Foster. And number 40, Abby Hill. Your assistant coaches, Mark Muellenthaler and Alex Bullmeyer. And now, here are your starters for tonight's 3A championship. From Center Point-Urbana, a 5'11" junior, number 40, Adriana Ketcher. For North Polk, a 5'2" senior, number 11, Katie Scott. For the Stormin' Pointers, a 5'4" senior, number 5, Carly Milliken. For the Comets, a 5'6" sophomore, number 12, Abby Zimmer. For Center Point-Urbana, a 5'6" senior, number 11, Riley Clark. For North Polk, a 5'10" senior, number 21, Katie Brown. For the Stormin' Pointers, a 5'6" senior, number 22, Maddie Wilson. For the Comets, a 5'10" junior, number 23, Jaden Murphy. The Center Point-Urbana Stormin' Pointers, a 5'10" senior, number 44, Callan Fox. And for the North Polk Comets, a 5'10" sophomore, number 32, Maggie Phibbs. Head coaches, for the Stormin' Pointers, Philip Klatt, and for the Comets, Clint Albertson. Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the area in front of the scorer's bench. Our officials for today's 3A championship, Matt Schull, Keith Learman, and Garrett Wertz. Your bench official, Jeff Klein. Who's ready for state championship basketball?
Well, if you're ready, we'll get ready ourselves here. Let's take a look at our keys to the game for both squads. We'll begin with second-ranked Center Point-Urbana. Stormin' Pointers again, 23-2, and starts with that defense.
Oh, you bet. Like we mentioned, this Center Point-Urbana team really relies on that full-court pressure defense. They turned their opponents over 58 times in those first 2 games. And secondly, when we talk about the culture of this Stormin' Pointers community, they had 7 seniors last year. They have 6 this year, and they attribute so much of that success to the youngsters they have coming up in the pipeline. So many parents and volunteers involved in their youth program.
How about for the Comets?
We mentioned that 3-point shooting. They shoot it well. They shoot it often. Maggie Phipps in particular, she's hit over 75 on the year, and they'll look to push the pace. They can score in some different ways.
All right, we are set to tip it up here in the Class 3A title game. Center Point-Urbana and North Polk. And it's North Polk with the opening possession. Team that's balanced offensively will go inside, will shoot the threes, as Molly mentioned, and they will hustle after everything. Zimmer, the offensive rebound, gets Brown a second look and another rebound. It's Murphy with the putback, leads the team in rebounds and puts the Comets in front.
Third chance opportunities there for the Comets.
Center Point-Urbana will go down to catcher quite often. Division I commit. She will play basketball at Southern Illinois University. Just a junior, though. This is Fox inside. The turnaround jumper short. And Phipps with the rebound. North Polk with a basketball made it to the state semifinal rounds in 2018. Returned 4 starters from last year's team. Phipps, Murphy, Scott, and Brown. This is Zimmer with it. Off the glass, no good for the lefty. Addie Wilson with a basketball. Center Point-Urbana, this senior class in their 4th straight trip to the state tournament. First appearance in the title game is Riley Clark, the senior, to the free throw line. Riley Clark played 3 years of JV ball. Now getting her opportunity at the varsity level. Starting this season in such big numbers at Center Point.
And you love to hear about a senior who sticks it out after playing at JV level for 3 years. There are a lot of kids who would not do that, but it just says a lot about the culture of this program, supportive coaching staff that she wanted to hang in there, and just so she could get 1 year in a varsity uniform and an opportunity to play on this grand stage.
Foul on Fox as Katie Brown in transition of the wraparound layup, has signed to play basketball at Kirkwood next season.
Katie Brown can score when necessary, when they need her to. The lefty brings something different to the table. Not a lot of lefties out there, so make defense adjust and think twice about how they will defend you.
Nice ball movement. The shot by Fox no good, but draws the foul.
Fox, the leading scorer on the season, averaging about 14 points per game.
Phipps picked up the foul. Her first, that's this team's second. Here you see North Polk head coach Clint Albertson in his 6th year leading the Comets. Center Point-Urbana still to get up on the scoreboard, and a foul at the top of that press.
first look at that full court pressure defense that we will talk a lot about with the Storm and Pointers. They really feel that their defense leads to offense. It's particularly effective when 25 Riley Goebel comes off the bench. She's very effective and non-starter as just a freshman.
Scott a shooter, guarded by Wilson. Tough-nosed defender for center Point-Urbana.
Good ball movement, a lot of player movement.
Phipps fires the three. Rebounded by Wilson. Storm and Pointers trying to get on the board. Offensive foul. This will go on Wilson. And that will be foul number 2 on the senior Maddie Wilson.
And Maddie Wilson has the right idea. She is a player with a very competitive edge. A little disappointed about the foul card there. You can see a little bit of her fiery spirit when she comes out of the game.
Jaden Murphy took the charge and gets the ball back for the Comets. So she goes to the bench. Riley Goebel checks in.
Substitution for center point number 25.
And a substitution for North Polk. Carolyn Steffen, the senior, checks in for Katie Brown.
See this full court pressure defense with Goebel, the freshman, at the point of it. Those long limbs. She was just a terror on the point of that press the last couple days.
And there's a turnover as that length forced a bad pass. Fox shot won't go. Phipps on the run out. Takes it all the way and draws the contact. She will go to the free throw line. Maddie Phipps leads the team in scoring, just under 20 points per game. It's made a team high 74 3-pointers, and Clark undercutting her on the layup attempt.
Maggie Phipps, a little atypical of so many of the high school players playing here at Wells Fargo this week. She focuses solely on basketball. So many of these players are multi-sport athletes. She has chosen to really focus on basketball and prepare for the next level, and it certainly has paid off as a sophomore, having committed to Drake.
She's verbal to Drake, and she's all basketball. Already says, I plan to be a psychology major because I want to be a college basketball coach. So
nothing like having your life planned at the age of 15 or 16.
She knows exactly what she wants to do. Loves the game. And her North Polk Comets lead at 5-0. Center Point still looking for their first points of this championship game. Phipps guarded by Catcher. Shot does not fall. Catcher with the rebound.
She does not get that to fall, but that's a good look at the versatility out of the 5'10" guard.
Matchup you see now with Catcher going to Southern Illinois, a future Missouri Valley Conference matchup, as Fox drills a three from the top of the key. And center Point-Urbana is on the board.
Callan, typically more of a forward. She shows that she can step out and knock down that triple. She's only hit about 10 or 12 of them on the season. Looks awfully comfortable doing so there. Nice little jab step, gets the defender back on her heels just so slightly.
Leads the team in scoring, but just her 11th on the season. Here is the Comets huddle.
First time we just stood and passed. Never threw a player. Okay, reverse the ball. Okay, commit, reverse. Comets.
Coach talking to his team about reversing the basketball. They've had some possessions where they've had really nice ball movement, really nice player movement away from the basketball. Wants to make sure they get back to that.
Center Point-Urbana showing their defense off nearly every kind of play. After a make, sometimes it's after a miss, after a dead ball. Phipps has to save it from going out of bounds. Storm and Pointers with it.
And even if you don't get a steal in the backcourt and an easy layup, that possession is an example of you advance it into the front court, but things are a little frenetic and you end up throwing it out of bounds as a game progresses. I think press that is this effective can tend to wear on you, particularly wear on the ball handlers.
A deep three for Phipps, off the mark. The NBA line, I think, is catching a couple of kids off guard, or you just want to make one from extra deep.
Make it look good. Unfortunately, it's not worth 4 points.
Peyton Kriegel on the floor for center. Point-Urbana gets it inside. This is Goebel. And the freshman ties us at 5.
She has been such a key contributor in this state tournament, scoring 19 in the first round, 12 yesterday, had 8 steals in semifinal action.
Has already tied the 3A record with 14, and that's Jaden Murphy. That's good for 3. The junior's one of those 4 returning starters for the Comets. Tips that out of bounds. Coach called her simply efficient. Multi-sport athlete, plays volleyball as well. Has 3 sisters that all played for Coach Albertson. Megan and Miranda twins. Riley was a senior her freshman year.
It's interesting, both of these schools are 2 of the larger 3A of that division. Some years have been 4A, have really kind of teetered between 3A and 4A. Feel that 4A competition really helps them, particularly on the years when they're playing down in that 3A class.
Phipps took an extra step. Traveling violation gives it back to center Point-Urbana. Adriana Catcher, a junior, with the basketball. Started back in 2017 at state as a freshman. Now in her junior season. Here's the kick. Kriegel, good. Peyton Kriegel, 6 points in the semifinal game, 5 points in the Storm and Pointers quarterfinal round game. And a big spark here in the first quarter. Schaefer gets blocked. The foul away from the ball, and that is, it's going to go against Bryn Hadsel.
Adriana Catcher, nice little kick out.
Let's look at Peyton Kriegel's 3 from outside.
That last offensive possession for CPU, Adriana Catcher just trying to thread the needle just a little too much. Pretty narrow window. Good active hands by the North Polk Comets.
Murphy out to Phipps. In and out, no good. Left corner 3 again. This time Kriegel does not get it to fall. And a jump ball. Good hustle by Neighbor and Schaefer.
Early going here. We've talked so much about North Polk and their prowess from down cut. Center Point-Urbana certainly comfortable letting it fly from deep, knocking down some triples early.
On the season, shoot just 29% as a team. Catcher, the drive and the finish. The Catcher will do an awful lot. 10 points per game, that's second best on the team. Shoots an efficient 43% from the floor. The foul down low. Goebel and Kriegel both in the area. As it'll be free throws coming, and Riley Goebel picks up the foul.
Good second chance scoring opportunity here for North Polk. That's actually something that plagued them a little bit in the first 2 rounds. Walk on with 16 offensive rebounds yesterday, scoring 17 second chance points. And in first round action, Esterville with 11 offensive rebounds. Definitely something that the Comets will have to do better in championship action.
Second free throw does not fall. Center Point-Urbana by 4 with the basketball. Kriegel to Goebel, now Fox with it. Catcher can also distribute the basketball when she's moving to the rim as well. Leads the team with 84 assists, but can step back and shoot the 3 as well.
Well, we talked about how good of a runner she is. She really enjoys cross country, but just loves the team aspect of basketball. Certainly doesn't hurt that that cross country season would get her in good shape. Bit of discussion between the officials here. And then we'll call that on catcher. Already 17 fouls for Center Point-Urbana.
Center Point-Urbana up 7 with the basketball. Last year they were in the 4A field looking for a 3A title. And at the end of the first quarter, it is a 7-point lead for Center Point-Urbana over North Polk. We send it up top now. Paul Yeager will run you through their journey through this state tournament.
North Polk runs out to a 5-0 lead, and they really kind of ran through a lot of their competition on their way to the final tonight, including what they did to Waukon. That was who the Comets got through in the semifinal action, which was here earlier this week at Wells Fargo Arena. Maggie Phipps in that one had a lot to say for her Comet team. She has only scored 1 point so far in this ball game, but in this one against Waukon, she was on fire and now running the point. And now Jaden Murphy, who had 2. North Polk was up big at halftime. Murphy 22, Phipps 20. Final 65-49. The Indians' season done, but the season was still going for Center Point-Urbana, and it was about pressure, and that's what Goebel was able to do. Kama Riley pressure, then she steals it, deals it, and scores. Center Point-Urbana up 24-7 at the half after a couple of touchdowns. And then Adriana Ketcher, the baby hook over the middle. And then the steal and the layup. Stormin' Pointers, 55-26 victors over Des Moines Christian. That's how they got here. Let's see how they keep playing in quarter number 2. Brad.
All right, thank you very much, Paul. Center Point-Urbana with the early lead. Both teams coming in 23-2. Center Point-Urbana head coach Philip Klett in his 11th season. There you see North Polk, led by Clint Albertson, high school social studies teacher at North Polk.
Center Point-Urbana really dominant in their first 2 games at the state tournament. Amazingly, winning by 36 in the first round, winning by 29 in semifinal action. Now, certainly they're the number 2 seed. You maybe expect on paper for them to come out victorious, but you don't expect to average 30-point margins at the state tournament.
Got the 8 hottest teams in the state in your class coming together at the state tournament. Catcher leads the team with 7 points through the first quarter. And there's Maddie Wilson back in the game. Comes up with a basket and a near steal. It's a senior that's your energy kid for the team.
She sure is. She has that spunk, that edge, that intensity that you like when they're on your team. You maybe don't like them so much when they're on the opposing team, but good effort by her to score that easy bucket and then nearly picked it off in the backcourt.
Picked up 2 fouls early, and that was one of the concerns for coach with her. It's kind of that give and take with some of those aggressive defensive energy kids. Do they get in foul trouble as Jaden Murphy gets the bucket? Averages 14 a game. Fox off the mark. Murphy with 5 already. Give her 7. 2 more inside for the junior.
You mentioned how good she has been in the state tournament. 22 yesterday.
A team high.
15 in the first round. They had 3 players in double figures in first round action.
It's part of a double-double too, 11 rebounds. There's Maggie Phipps. Here's Zimmer, first-year starter for North Polk. Phipps behind the back. Gets blocked by catcher. Here's the throw ahead for Fox. Colin Fox, good.
You can see that athleticism by Colin Fox. Runs the floor well, jumps well. We'll talk about her prowess riding a horse at some point, I'm sure.
Phipps, good for 2. Coach says she just goes. Averages a team high 20 points per game. Had 20 points in the semifinal win for the Comets. 19 in the quarterfinal round. Center Point-Urbana with the answer.
Well, and so far, Center Point-Urbana, they are doing a really nice job putting the ball on the floor, penetrating, able to get all the way to the hole a couple times. Has Maddie Wilson. They've also kicked it out to shooters effectively.
Katie Brown lost it out of bounds. Here is a look at Maddie Wilson playing with 2 fouls, but providing a spark.
Oh, yeah, and she gives a little fist pump, I think, every time something good happens for her squad. I love it. Love that emotion. She's not even going to sit down on the bench. She's so fired up. She went out of the game, and she's standing down by the water cooler.
She is checked out. You saw her on your screen there. Here's Goebel inside. Bucket and a foul for the freshman.
It's interesting, this Center Point-Urbana team has so many seniors, 6 in fact. Chatting with Riley yesterday. She said, you know, they really embrace me. They give me rides. I think she said she has a school permit, so she drives a little bit. But she just has been thrilled with how they've embraced her. She's doing such a great job. I'd embrace her too if she was that effective as a teammate.
5'11", good wingspan, good knack for the basketball. CPU up 9. A traveling violation called on Murphy.
Good defensive play by Callan Fox to get in the way. There was some contact eventually, but I like that traveling called by the official. Good job of getting that one right before you're forced to make a block or charge call.
All right, timeout taken by North Polk, and I'll remind you, IPTV is proud to be the home of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union Iowa Farm Bureau Girls State Championships. This statewide coverage is only possible because of support from fans like you. Become part of the IPTV team and show your support of IPTV Sports by making a pledge right now at iptvfriends.org/donate.
It's amazing that it's 100 years of Iowa High School girls basketball state tournament action. Iowa Girls High School Union does such a phenomenal job. Jean Berger, Lisa Brinkmeyer and team. I have a hard time believing that there are other states who put on as good of a show as we do here in the state of Iowa.
Absolutely. The I's are dotted, the T's are crossed in everything that they do, from the halftime performances. Some great entertainment here at Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines, Iowa.
Well, they make it such a special experience for the student athletes, first and foremost, but also for the fans. We have got fans in all levels here. They pulled back the curtains at Wells Fargo Arena so that people get way up in the cheap seats. We have that many fans here tonight. Great for girls basketball.
CPU gives it away. Comets with the basketball, trailing by 9. Looking for answers against this Center Point-Urbana extended defense. Nice pass by Phipps, but Murphy could not connect with her intended target. Offensive foul called on Hadsel. Standing her ground and taking the charge, Katie Scott, the senior.
Yeah, Katie Scott just gets to the right spot at the right time there. Good hustle play. Retreating on the defensive end after her team had turned it over. Doesn't go for that fake pass at all.
Still tough in there. Has some offers to play some college basketball. We'll consider those at the end of the season. Chloe Neighbor back into the game for Center Point-Urbana, the Iowa Bankers Scholarship winner. Announced at the beginning of the 3A broadcast. There's a tipped pass. Catcher comes up with a steal for the Stormin' Pointers.
North Polk going to show some zone defense here. Maybe trying to protect themselves a little bit. Haven't really been effective in keeping CPU out of the painted area. Just got to make sure that your defensive rebound out of a zone defense can be a little susceptible when you don't have a player assigned to you specifically for box out responsibilities.
A tip pass and a steal. This is Murphy. It's it inside to Steffen. Steffen gets blocked. Catcher over to the corner. Here's Kriegel on the drive. And a foul is going to be called on Jaden Murphy. We talked about the defense of Center Point-Urbana. Even the half-court set, it's tough.
Good shot at AJ, is what her teammates call her there, those lanky arms. Job on the defensive end in that half-court setting.
Adriana Catcher, 10 points per game. Leads the team with 66 steals. A 3-year starter. And is just a junior. You see Maddie Wilson re-entering. Carly Milliken also back on the floor. Katie Brown checks in for North Polk. First half action, Center Point-Urbana shooting better than 50% from the floor. They're 10 of 18. And it gets even better. That's a three by Milliken.
Oh, Center Point-Urbana trying to keep their players' legs fresh. They've already gone 10 deep. And certainly with that pressure defense they apply, you expend a lot of energy. So it's important that you're not playing the full 32 minutes if not necessary.
Goebel tipped it a couple of times. Finally got the jump ball, and the possession arrow favors the Stormin' Pointers.
And North Polk going to apply a little pressure defense of their own here. See if they can beat CPU at their own game.
They did a pretty good job in that semifinal game of playing fast and getting out in transition. There's Goebel, though, beating the press as Center Point-Urbana able to make it a transition bucket.
Well, as good as they are at applying a press, they sure seem as though they know how to attack one as well.
The length of Goebel, the freshman, has been issues for the Comets, and here's how you break the press.
Make it look pretty easy. You can tell they practice against a press pretty regularly in practice.
If you practice applying the press, you're practicing breaking the press at the same time.
Exactly, and Katie Brown goes out of the lineup for North Polk. That last little skirmish, she looked like she landed on her right shoulder. Should be tended to by the medical professionals.
Goebel got her hand on it again. Lucy Schaefer able to get possession, and the foul goes on Riley Goebel. To the free throw line goes Schaefer. Lucy Schaefer, just a freshman, but has done a good job contributing here at the state tournament. Coach says she could probably score 10 points a game. She's aggressive, especially for a freshman, but just because of the personnel they have, she'll average 2 to 5 points per game. Hustling after it, trying to keep it off the end line, and does. Last touch, CPU.
Head coach for CPU, Philip Klett, talking to his team about moving on to the next play. Good look at him there on the screen. Yesterday in semifinal action, his team made a mistake. I could hear him say, next play, move on. You have to forget about what just happened. Love the positivity that these high school coaches bring. Such great role modeling for their student athletes.
Phipps, tough shot. The rebound by Schaefer, and CPU, another tipped ball, lands in the hands of a Stormin Pointer.
8 turnovers already for the Comets. Wreaking havoc.
Catcher pull-up jumper off the mark. That's Schaefer with the rebound. Schaefer wants to attack. Gets right by the defense, draws the foul, and will go to the free throw line. So Lucy Schaefer with 3 rebounds yesterday in the Comets semifinal game. 2 points, 4 rebounds in the quarterfinal round game. He's made 12 threes on the season. Averages 5 a game.
North Polk already getting to the free throw line 10 times in this game. Trying to generate some high percentage offensive looks. Got to do that on a day when you're only shooting about 26% from the field. Sometimes getting to the free throw line is a really good way to take the lid off the basket.
5 of 19 from the floor for North Polk. Center Point-Urbana, 12 of their 21 shots have gone in. There's another one for Wilson.
Four of 6 from downtown. Excuse me, I think that's 5 of 7.
Red hot here in the first half for Center Point-Urbana. North Polk looking for some answers. Phipps would be the usual suspect, gets it to roll in.
Just a tough shooting night here in this first half for the Comets. Be interesting to see what kind of offensive game plan Coach Albertson draws up at that halftime break here shortly.
Final 30 seconds of this second quarter. Tip pass near steal by Schaefer. The freshman showing her toughness here.
Giving the Comets some good minutes here as of late.
Catcher with the basketball. We'll look for the final shot for Center Point-Urbana. 10 on the clock. Here is Fox in the lane. Off the mark. Zimmer with the rebound. And she will dribble out the rest of the first half. It is Center Point-Urbana, a 13-point lead in front here in this first half. A good performance by the Stormin Pointers, both offensively and defensively,
well,
Molly.
We talk so much about the three-point shooting of the North Polk Comets, but it's CPU's making a killing from downtown. 5 of 17, 15 of their 31 points coming from beyond that three-point arc.
All right, let's send it up to Paul Yeager. Paul?
All right, thank you very much, Brad and Molly. Great job in that first half. And this is a up and down first half is what we expected. A lot of transition. Coach Philip Klett of Center Point-Urbana in the championship game. And Coach, shooting 60, just below, you were at 60% at one time. How do you shoot so well to start the half?
Well, I thought we started pretty sluggish to start with. And we got going once we got our defense pressure going. I'd like to be able to finish inside a little bit better and, you know, then go from there. So hopefully we can keep that energy up.
It's that defensive pressure that's worked for you all year. You put Goebel in, and she comes off the bench. Not as many points as she has in other games, but again, just that shooting. So you're getting those high percentage shots. Are those really what are coming off the pressure?
Some of it is. It is. We would like to, you know, be able to do a better job defense without fouling. I mean, they're kind of putting pressure on us, and I'd like to be able to slide over and do a better job there. But we're doing an okay job. Hopefully we can tighten some things up and you know, play a little better second half.
All right. Enjoy halftime. Thank you, Coach.
All right. Thanks.
Philip Klett, head coach, Center Point-Urbana, his team up. Impressive 31-18 first half lead. And we're going to go back downstairs.
Receives the most all-tournament votes at the state basketball tournament. Presenting the award, which is named in honor of the late Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union's information director, is Jean Berger, executive director of the IGHSAU. Escorting all of our award winners tonight is the 2019 recipient of the E. Wayne Cooley Scholarship, Rachel Rhodes. The Jack North Award recipient from the 2018 state basketball tournament is Ashley Jones of Iowa City High. Ashley, the reigning Miss Iowa basketball and now a member of the Iowa State basketball team, led City High to the Class 5A championship game. In 3 games, she averaged 28 points a contest and was the captain of the Class 5A all-tournament team. Ladies and gentlemen, the Jack North Basketball Award winner from Iowa City High, Ashley Jones. Accepting the award on Ashley's behalf is her mother, Lisa. Congratulations. The Executive Director's Award recognizes an individual or organization that has made a notable contribution toward the enhancement of the experience for Iowa girls in high school activities. This year's recipient is Iowa High School Athletic Association Executive Director Alan Bestie. Alan has been at the IHSAA since 1989 and has been Executive Director since 2015. In his 30 years, Alan has been a national leader in providing guidance in student-athlete wellness and safety, while also serving on NFHS National Sports, Medicine, and Health, coaching education, swimming, tennis, and wrestling national committees. He was involved in the creation of the IHSAA's Governor's Scholar Recognition Program and has been a valuable collaborative partner with the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Alan will retire as the IHSAA Executive Director in July. He and his wife Donna have 2 children, Kyle and Megan, and 1 grandchild, Emmeline. Congratulations to this year's recipient of the Executive Director's Award, Alan Bestie. The Character Counts Coach of the Year Award honors a worthy recipient who embodies the 6 pillars of character: trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, and citizenship. Rather than spotlight winning records and isolated acts of heroism or generosity, the award was conceived to recognize individuals whose coaching lives and achievements demonstrate an enduring commitment. Presenting tonight's award is Jean Berger, Scott Racker, and Chuck Long. The 2019 recipient of the Character Counts Coach of the Year is Kelly Moore of West Des Moines Valley. In recognition of this honor, a $1,000 cash award will be made in Kelly's name to the West Des Moines Valley Athletic Department to further enhance character development initiatives. Kelly has been the girls golf coach at West Des Moines Valley for 2 seasons. She helped the Tigers finish 2nd in 2018. She's also been an assistant coach for the Tiger girls basketball team, helping West Des Moines Valley to the 2017 and 2019 Class 5A state championships. Kelly has coaching experience in multiple sports, including volleyball, basketball, and track. Kelly is a graduate of Hastings College and earned her master's at Morningside in 2000. She's a special education teacher at West Des Moines Valley High School. Away from coaching, she enjoys golfing, biking, and spending time with family and friends. And we'd also like to wish Kelly a very special 50th birthday today. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to the 2019 Character Counts Coach of the Year, Kelly Moore of West Des Moines Valley. The Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union's Golden Plaque of Distinction Award honors the Iowa coach who's demonstrated a successful career while making notable contributions towards school, community, and the coaching profession. Presenting the Golden Plaque of Distinction Award is Gene Berger, along with basketball administrator Gary Ross. The 2019 recipient of the Basketball Golden Plaque Award is Todd Borison of Mediapolis High School. Coach Borison has been coaching for 26 seasons, and success has followed him at all of his stops, which includes Preston, Davenport Assumption, Southeast Polk, North Scott, Comanche, and currently Mediapolis. He owns over 450 career wins and has taken 11 teams to the state basketball tournament. He led Preston to back-to-back state crowns in 2000 and 2001, and led Davenport Assumption to the 2008 state championship. Todd has won State Coach of the Year 4 times and has been honored as District Coach of the Year 11 times and was a National Coach of the Year finalist in 2012. Todd has been active with the Iowa Girls Coaches Association, the Iowa Basketball Coaches Association, and served on the IGHSAU Basketball Advisory Committee. Todd is a Comanche native and a graduate of North Dakota State. He and his wife Trish have 2 sons, Cade and Kai. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to the 2018 Golden Plaque of Distinction winner from Mediapolis High School, Todd Borison. The E. Wayne Cooley Scholarship, honoring the longtime Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union's Executive Secretary, is a $15,000 scholarship given annually to the individual that best represents Dr. Cooley's ideal of the Iowa girl. Rachel Rhodes, a senior from Newton High School, is the 2019 recipient of the E. Wayne Cooley Scholarship. Rachel was selected from 92 applicants from high schools across Iowa. Rachel ranks first in her class. The Student Council President is active in numerous activities in school, including Student Athletic Advisory Council, National Honor Society, FCA, Environmental Club, on the Dollars for Scholars Board, Drumline, and football cheerleading. Rachel has also worked with Jasper County Conservation's Youth Conservation Crew, a student volunteer group that has helped make park improvements as well as being active in other conservation projects. Rachel is also an accomplished athlete. She's a member of Newton's basketball, cross-country, track, and soccer teams. She's been a state track and cross-country qualifier and was a member of Newton's first ever state qualifying soccer team in 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to the 2019 recipient of the E. Wayne Cooley Scholarship from Newton High School, Rachel Rhodes.
Congratulations to all of our winners, and we are up now, joined by Craig Hill, the president of Iowa Farm Bureau, who's been very busy. You were down there in the middle of that court. It was kind of loud after that first game, kind of an intense thing to be a part of, and I'm guessing Farm Bureau likes to be a part of big events like that.
We're so proud to be part of this tournament. We're so proud of these young student athletes that are here tonight. You know, their hopes and dreams are coming alive here. We just want to promote them as much as we can, and we do that throughout the year, our youth, with scholarships and grants and recognition programs. And tonight, all these students will receive a tournament basketball, a signature basketball.
I saw one of the teams already had them, and they were in a circle. I think everybody was signing and rotating around, and it's such an important part of their lives. And Farm Bureau's been at this for a long time with these youth, and I would imagine you've started to see some dividends, and somebody will come up to you and say, you know, thank you for making this a part. Why is that important then to be with those youth and get those moments like that?
Certainly, we hope to. We're so proud of them, as I mentioned, and that keepsake that we provide them, hopefully it's a reminder, you know, of all the work and the grit that they put into getting here tonight, that success, and we want them to do it in Iowa, so we promote them. We also protect them, Paul, and this year, for the first time, we have concussion insurance. And I know that nobody wants the unlikely event of a concussion, but we don't want the family, the school, or the student to suffer any financial consequence if there is an unfortunate concussion. So we're providing insurance for all of the sanctioned events, both in tournaments and in play throughout the state, for both boys and for girls this year.
All right, Craig Hill, good to see you again. Thanks for coming out.
Nice to see you, Paul.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow night as well, and on the court after the game with more trophies.
That's right. A lot more to come.
All right, thank you very much. That's Craig Hill, with the president of the Iowa Farm Bureau. And, you know, there is a storied basketball tradition. You know, Craig was talking about tradition, and this one is in the east central Iowa town of Montezuma. The girls team played at the state tournament this week, and the boys team will be here next week. This year marks 50 years since it all began when the school won its first state championship, the girls basketball title, in 1969. Producer Travis Graven takes us on a journey dating back half a century ago.
The Montezuma Bravettes had a magical 1968-69 basketball season. A program that struggled to win a single game just a few years earlier had a senior-dominated team that was determined to win a state title.
We were good friends from the time we were in grade school, some of us in middle school, and all the way through high school. And so part of, I think, the success had to do with we were really close as a team.
We had a really good time. We respected our coaches. We respected each other. And like Becky said, we were all good friends.
It was just the program was starting to come around again. And we did have an advantage. It was the only game in town. There was no softball here. There was no volleyball here. There was no track.
Hall of Fame head coach Carol Rugland's philosophy and assistant coach Ron Wilrick's ability to scout teams was a recipe for success. Those handwritten scouting reports provided detailed diagrams, instructions, and encouragement for the players.
We didn't have to know anything, because he told us, your girl is right-handed. She always shoots from this spot. This is how she does this. This is how she does that. We didn't have to read our girl. We knew everything before we went out. And that makes, if we could just follow his directions, they never would have scored, but we weren't quite that good.
The Bravettes touted the top defense in the state. At that time, an innovative, in-your-face style of play that gave opposing teams all kinds of problems.
We pressed all over the floor.
Yes, we did.
People, when they had not seen a lot of the stuff that we did come out and use, they had not seen it. I mean, it was... Some teams, that weren't athletic, it was a disaster for them.
I do miss getting to watch 6-on-6 now. Yeah.
Back again to Hamer. I attend most of the ball games, and I still have trouble when they let their girl dribble on the baseline. That is an absolute... You're never to do that.
Get your foot on the baseline, and then if they want to go around you, that's fine.
Yeah.
But get your foot on the baseline.
Yeah, even watching now, I can, oh my gosh, you let her go on the baseline. And I'm sure the people around me are thinking, oh my gosh. It was instilled in me, and 50 years later, I can still remember it.
Yes, the interest in girls basketball is at fever pitch. And the 15,000 fans who have jammed their way into this auditorium are about to witness one of the most unexpected finishes this tournament has ever produced.
In our gym, this was the gym that we played in, we played with people lining the out of bounds. They were standing room, and they spread them when you took the ball out of bounds. People say, oh, there's a lot of people. And I thought, no, there's not. That was a lot of people.
I don't remember if it was our senior year or our junior year. I remember going into Vets Auditorium, and wasn't it Mr. Rugland that took the measuring tape and he ran it up? He said, I just wanted you all to know that these are still 10-foot baskets. It does not need to intimidate you.
Montezuma, he lobs the ball out. Kathy Palmer for Montezuma, and here's the drive-in layup down on the fast break. Sandy Van Cleve, number 54, puts it through.
Back in that day, 50 years ago, what the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union put together for that entire week was just absolutely phenomenal, wasn't it? I don't know if you felt that way as a coach or not, but I know us girls felt really pampered and like we were queens almost. It was amazing.
Yeah, because we didn't stay at hotels and we didn't go out to eat at Bishop's, and this was, we were
the whole week
queen for the day for the whole week.
Yeah, Mr. Cooley, he always took care of his teams.
There's the horn, and Montezuma is the champion of girls basketball for 1969. And look at them, the winners and losers are both crying. What a tremendous show.
The Bravettes finished a perfect 31-0 with the state championship win over Allison Bristow. It was just the beginning of what would be a record-setting 89-game win streak for Montezuma, spanning 3 seasons.
The confidence building that basketball was huge. in my senior year, a lot of different events that happened in my life, but basketball was a big part of it. And that confidence that you gain, and then to have that kind of an honor, I think it really defined my life and my goals and where I ended up in life.
You know, I've never actually moved away, and it's fun to have people come up to you. And I had a guy, I was sitting in the stands, and he brought his daughter up, and, oh, I want you to meet Carol. You know, she's in the other gym, and her picture's on the, and this little girl's like, are you kidding me? And he went on and on and on, and she was wanting to knock him off the bleachers. It's always an interesting thing to be around here yet. And I know you were famous once.
You know, I always look back on those years as good years, good years.
A reminder that coverage of the Iowa Girls High School State Basketball Championships and halftime features like the one we just saw would not be possible without the support of IPTV fans like you. Take a moment now to support this statewide network and become part of our team by making a pledge at iptvfriends.org/donate. Our teams are in the locker room yet. They have not come back out, but let's see what they did in the first half. And it was early on. North Polk jumped out to a 5-point lead. Jaden Murphy, she got the rebound and the putback, and then she got another 3. She's got 9 points and 3 rebounds early for North Polk. For Center Point-Urbana, it's Adriana Ketcher. Catch and release, another one. Great move. Boy, she's just got a great extension on that left-hand shot. And now she can also extend it from 3. She has 7 points. And joining us now are two guys that know these teams really well. They spent some time, lost some sleep. Greg Criswell from Waukon and Brad Johnson of Des Moines Christian. Greg, I want to start with you first. You coached in Montezuma. I forgot to tell you that was going to be on. Yeah. Special moment. Your old player, former players here. You're back at the state tournament. It's been a whirlwind of emotions for you.
Yeah, that's right. You know, Janelle Burgess was Janelle Grimm back in the Montezuma days. My last time that I coached the state tournament was in 25 years ago, and Janelle was a senior, and the game was over at the Veterans Auditorium. So yeah, it does bring back a lot of memories, and for us both to be in the state tournament's kind of cool.
You got a chance to talk to each other, and then you got a chance to watch North Polk. Maggie Phipps had a big game against you. She's been held pretty quiet right now. What's North Polk got to do to get back in this ball game?
Yeah, first of all, figure out how they're going to beat and attack the press from Center Point-Urbana, and that's, we tried to come out and do that, and we just weren't good enough to do it. But CPU is, their press is really, really good, and if they're not getting steals, they're hurrying North Polk into some quick shots. So that's the neutralizer right there.
All right, Coach Johnson, you saw that press firsthand, and Adriana Ketcher, you saw in the highlights there. It was just a nightmare. It didn't look like it was as effective early on. What changed for Center Point?
It's just constant. You just can't ever let down against these guys. They're just putting that pressure on both offensively and defensively, and you let your guard down a little bit, they're going to get you.
So moving from the deficit to the lead in such a short amount of time, high percentage shots. I think Center Point-Urbana 56%. How do you stop a hot shooting team?
I tell you, if they're hitting their 3-pointers, they're almost very, very hard to stop. They just pound the ball inside well, and if you try to stop that, they kick it back out. And if they're hitting their threes, they're really tough.
All right, I appreciate your time so much, gentlemen. Brad Johnson from Des Moines Christian and Greg Criswell from Waukon. Gentlemen, great tournament this week. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, and they were talking about North Polk and Center Point-Urbana, and we're going to talk to the head coach of North Polk right now. Coach Albertson's back out. Coach, it's a longer halftime. You had a little more time to chew some things over, so what'd you start with?
Well, they're getting their hands on too many balls. They're tipping passes. They're coming from behind, knocking it away. Their press, we haven't turned it over a ton, but the shots we're getting on the back end of it are quick, and then if you don't rebound it, that's all you're getting. And the big thing is not stopping them, because they set up the press. That allows them to control the game. They're getting in the paint on us way too much. So we just have to guard it better. There's no science to this. It's we got to get stops, and then we got to start making some shots.
All right, I got to get Phipps back in the game. 5 points in that first half. How do you tell her not to press it, but just let the game come to her?
Well, we need we've said that to everybody because that pressing didn't work in the first half. So we need to get shots that we want. We have enough time here, but we have to play really smart.
All right, appreciate your time, Coach. Thank you so much. And that will do it for our halftime show. Time for the second half. And let's go back downstairs. Brad Wells, Molly Parrott.
All right, thank you very much, Paul. Let's take a look at some numbers here. And you see the hot shooting for Center Point-Urbana. Everything except the free throws have been going well for them here so far today.
Amazing to shoot 5 of 7 from beyond the arc. In fact, shooting it better from three-point range than they are from two-point range and from the free throw line. I would say Center Point-Urbana, that's maybe the only thing that they need to work on at this point is the free throw shooting. North Polk not getting the shots that they want, not getting those high percentage looks. They've turned the basketball over 9 times, but in addition to that, as Coach mentioned, they're taking quick shots on the offensive end, maybe pressing just a little too much. Maybe they'd let the offense come to them just a little bit more.
For Center Point-Urbana, do you feel that sense of urgency with them being here at the state tournament before, but now in that state final game, an opportunity to win it?
Well, they're very aggressive on their press, as they always are, but I love the composure that they're showing to knock down big shots. They've penetrated, they've kicked it out to shooters. I feel like their offense is just flowing really nicely. I think we'll see North Polk amp things up a little bit on the defensive end.
Center Point-Urbana begins with the basketball. Catcher a team high, 7 points along with Wilson in that first half. Here is Clark driving, Riley Clark. Her first bucket of the game comes at the start of the third quarter.
Some good little dribble penetration there off a bit of a dribble weave. And another turnover for the Comets against that CPU pressure defense.
Brown turned it away. She had a fantastic state tournament back in 2018, made 7 3-pointers at state for the Comets. Again, North Polk, 2018, made it to the semifinals, returned 4 starters from that team, but trailed by 15 here in the second half. The Center Point-Urbana, their 4th straight trip to state. They've been in Des Moines 5 of the last 6 years. Last 2, they were in the 4A field. Fell to the champs Marion in 2018 and Pocahontas in 2017 along their journey. There is Colin Fox. As Colin Fox, the senior, 5 points that first half, adds 2 more. Zimmer on the drive and draws contact, will earn a trip to the free throw line.
In this pressure defense for CPU, it's not like they're playing such suffocating full court pressure defense that they're not trying to press and trap up in the corners, but they're almost baiting the Comets into them, and they have enough players with long arms. They're active enough, they're athletic, they're getting hands on a lot of passes, but it's not as though all of these turnovers are coming deep in those corners. Very effective the way they put on this pressure defense.
Center Point-Urbana really locked in on the defensive end. When it comes to the half-court defense, no, they can't let shooters get going, and they love working that press. Offensively, a fantastic first half for Center Point-Urbana, shooting better than 50%, including 71% from outside. They were 5 of 7 from three-point land. Here's Catcher into the lane. Rebounded by Scott.
And CPU, they don't come up with a basket there, but still good movement on the offensive end. They end up with a good look, a high percentage look from the middle of the paint by Catcher.
Phipps gets by Catcher and gets fouled by Wilson, I believe. That will be her 3rd if it is on Wilson. And Maddie Wilson, the senior, picks up the foul.
I'm looking forward to seeing how Maggie Phipps, the sophomore at the free throw line, responds here in this second half. She's obviously very talented, has worked very hard at her craft. And her teammates, though, they say she's the one that really keeps them focused. You can tell that she has a high level of internal drive, wants to be a really good basketball player. Looking forward to seeing how she responds here in this big stage. Probably the biggest stage she's ever been on. She plays high-level club ball in the summer. Will play with All Iowa Tech. Has played with that club out of Ames. She'll play on a team this summer with Caitlin Clark and Cable Laube, some of the best players in the state of Iowa. So great opportunities to continue to hone her craft.
Katie Brown has it tipped away. Here's Catcher turning a steal into an opportunity. And offensively, she'll earn a trip to the free throw line as Katie Brown commits the foul.
Katie went out with a little bit of a dinged up shoulder in the first half. Glad to see her return to this game.
Catcher, 7 points, 5 rebounds in the first half as Brown checks out. Offensive rebound, it's going to be a foul. Riley Goebel whistled for a push from behind.
Goebel with the displacement. She has those long arms. She can definitely go up over and reach over the top for rebounds, but I think must have gotten with the body a little bit there.
North Polk attacking the rim. The runner by Scott off the iron. Goebel will bring it ahead. Riley Clark with a bucket to start the third quarter. Here's Catcher on the drive, gets her own rebound. Putback is good. Catcher into double figures with 10 points.
That just hangs right in there, sticks with it.
Nice feed from Phipps inside. And a jump ball is called as Steffen got hounded immediately after she caught the basketball.
Second chance basket for CPU on that last offensive possession. We had mentioned that was a little bit of a challenge for North Polk in games earlier this week, was giving up offensive rebounds.
Bryn Hadson, Peyton Kriegel into the game for CPU. Goebel with the rebound. And for Center Point-Urbana, they won a state title back in 1995. They topped Sibley Cheaton. Erica Kronk on that 95 team spoke to the team this week as Catcher adds 2 more. Center Point-Urbana trying to win their first state title since 1995. Let's go into the North Polk Comets huddle. Hear about adjustments in this second half.
All right, defensively, you take 44, you take 4. Okay, we got 6 people there. All right, now, we need to come down and actually throw 4, 5, 6 passes and get a good shot. We have to do that, okay? So run the 13 break, okay? Katie, you gotta come get the ball, all right? You gotta come get the ball, and we're gonna run Duke, okay? You gotta come get the ball, and we're gonna run Duke, all right? And then we gotta get stops. And then we gotta rebound, and we just have to do it again, okay? We're in man D, all right? We're in man D. Dig deep here, okay? We got time, we gotta get going. All right, let's go.
Let's go. Nice calm demeanor from head coach Clint Alberts in there. Doesn't strike me as a fella who gets too worked up. Chatting with him after the game yesterday, didn't seem too high. Certainly doesn't seem too high or too low with his young ladies here this evening. But he did say, you know, certainly need to have a sense of urgency. When you're down 20 points and you have 12 minutes of basketball left, you got to start to chip away, but no need to panic at this point.
Try and get the kids into a comfortable situation as well. Set up the play, so here's Duke. What they called out. Murphy passed on a 3. It's a better look. It's off the iron.
Well, and generally, you're going to get a better shot if you make the defense work a little longer.
It's a deep two, toes on the line for Wilson, off the mark. Rolls out of bounds, and it will stay with the Stormin' Pointers.
And with no shot clock in high school basketball in the state of Iowa, there's really nothing hurt to move the basketball around, make the defense work. Try to catch them playing out of position, maybe fatigue them a little bit. Generally, better things will happen.
For Center Point-Urbana, too, playing with a 20-point lead. They're relaxed. They feel the pressure was off. They felt a little pressure going into that semifinal game, having made it to the semis and been unable to get to the state title game. Abby Zimmer gets a bucket for the Comets. But CPU, they were a little bit nervous for that semifinal game just because they'd come up short. Neighbor an offensive rebound. CPU will set it up again. Kriegel, the shot fake, the drive. Rebound by Steffen. Murphy cutting to the lane, gets fouled. It's the second foul on fourth foul.
I think that'll go against Chloe Neighbor. Quick hands there on the defensive end. Just gets called for the reach. It's one thing that CPU has done well. They haven't just made things happen on the defensive end with the three-quarter court defensive trapping or pressing. They've done it in the half court as well. Active hands, doing a good job of slapping the ball from behind, things of that nature.
Addie Wilson setting up the offense. Feed inside for Fox. Turnaround shot off the mark. And Schaefer throwing it over to Scott. Just throws it out of bounds. Too tall for the 5'2" senior Katie Scott. You almost see North Polk get the rebound, almost anticipate that CPU full court press.
Oh,
it's taxing on you, isn't it?
Totally wears on you. I mean, particularly those ball handlers, as I mentioned, because you just turn around and you feel like someone's always going to be there. I mean, that's the idea, is to not only get steals, but also to get in their heads a little bit.
Phipps tipped it away and lost it off her shoe, and it's going to be Stormin' Pointers basketball. We're trying to turn the tide, trying to come up with a little play here and a little play there. And a timeout taken by Center Point-Urbana head coach Philip Klett. Let these two teams talk it over. Minute 54 to go here. Let's dive into the Center Point-Urbana huddle with Coach Klett.
First player, Callan's the other one. Go Quincy, okay? Go throw the ball to AJ's side with Callan, all right? I want her to go Quincy opposite. So Maddie's cutting through, let her go. When Callan gets set, then you guys can go. You got Callan on the roll. You either have a layup or you got Callan wide open, okay? Hey, Maddie's coming off this screen, so Clark and Carly said double screen for her. Got it? Team on three, 1, 2, 3. Pull that defense out.
Good chance to listen in on the CPU head coach Philip Klett. Chatting with him yesterday about the culture of his program, graduating 7 a year ago, having 6 seniors on this team, and he gave so much credit to the CPU Youth Basketball Committee. So many volunteers, so many great support. Parents very active volunteering in this organization, and as a result, they have many, many girls out on their high school squad. They have able to play the 3 teams of 9-10, JV, varsity. He said, you know, our program is just in a really good place right now.
More than 25 kids out for high school basketball. Includes 3 teams that they're able to field. This year a freshman team. Sometimes it's a freshman sophomore team. He's a high school and PE, high school and elementary PE teacher. He's a Sigourney native. Himself won a high school state championship in the sport of football. North Polk makes it a 16-point game. Murphy another 2, and there's a steal. And North Polk yesterday in the semis, they got up and they ran with it, played better at a faster pace. That is an offensive foul, though, on Scott. But that's when they play better, is when they can get up and down the floor and play in transition.
Maddie Wilson stepping in to take that charge. We said such an emotional leader for this CPU team. Didn't get a great look at it because of several players huddled around her, but I anticipate that there was a significant fist pump down in there. She's got a fist pump or a high step pretty much anytime something goes well for her team. I love that enthusiasm. Wears that heart on her sleeve.
Alan Fox with the basketball, 7 points for her and Wilson. Adriana Catcher leading the squad with 12. Corner 3, in and out, no good. Offensive rebound, put back. That's the freshman Riley Goebel.
She is going to be a really nice player. We have seen her on a couple occasions track down defensive rebounds, put the ball on the floor, and lead the fast break. If she has any type of ball handling like that in her repertoire, she is going to be a very talented player with that length, that athleticism. Be fun to watch her mature in the next few years in that CPU uniform.
She's played AAU with Team Iowa since 6th grade. Loves the press, too. She says, I love getting steals and I love getting tips because I know my team is right there to pick it up. And North Polk has turned it over 15 times now after that last traveling violation, and the pressure certainly a big factor. Here's Goebel, another cleanup 2 for the freshman.
She makes that back, makes that layup, and then she gets right back to about the top of that three-point arc, set up that three-quarter court pressure defense.
Well, if you've been to the state tournament, here is a look at the fan favorite map of Iowa. Here's how far these teams have come. Light up that board, and here we go. North Polk just north of Des Moines, 20 miles. From Center Point, 127 miles. Over in Lynn County.
And with both these teams being a reasonable distance, certainly North Polk a lot closer. They were both planning to go to school today. North Polk able to go the full day, having this late 8 o'clock game. I think talking to both coaches, it's fun to be in Des Moines. It's fun to stay in hotels when you can and you need to, but it's also, when you have such a late game, it's nice to really just play it like any other normal weeknight, Friday night game where you can have your routine, you can go to class, can tend to your academic responsibilities, do your walkthrough, do your regular pregame routine, and that was the game plan for both of these squads today.
A routine, a very big thing for Center Point-Urbana, everything from their game prep to their seats on the bus, their stretching order, the song playlist they have in the locker room, what warm-ups they're wearing. They become creatures of habit, they said. And they have a 20-point lead over North Polk here in the 3A title game.
But if you're North Polk, I'm sorry, if you're North Polk in that situation, I mean, there's no such thing as a 5-6 20-point shot. You just have to chip away. Like Coach said in one of those previous timeouts, you get stops, you come down and score. You get stops, you take care of the ball, you come down and score. I mean, you can really just chip away. And if you're CPU, the clock is definitely on your side. The clock is your friend. Certainly don't need to go into any kind of four-quarter stall tactics quite at this juncture, but run good offense, make the comment defense work for high percentage shots.
North Polk, their 4 seniors, really close-knit group, help this team become close. They're big leaders for this squad. They'll need to step up, as well as some of the underclassmen as well. Maggie Phipps, the top scorer, averages 20 points per game.
The foul's not too much of a factor quite yet. That's just the third team foul for North Polk, and CPU with 4 team fouls, so the bonus situation not a factor quite yet. A couple players for each team with 3 fouls apiece.
Schaefer checks in as Brown checks out for North Polk. Center Point-Urbana with the basketball and the lead. Driving, that's tipped away by Schaefer, and last touch by Center Point-Urbana's Kriegel. Nice defensive play by Schaefer.
And walked on. Tried to make things interesting against North Polk in semifinal action before North Polk was able to close it out and win by 16. But for Center Point-Urbana, as we said earlier, they won their 2 games here by 36 and 29 points. So if North Polk could go on a little bit of a run here and make things interesting, it'd be fun to see how CPU would respond. But so far, CPU not looking like they're interested in relinquishing much of this lead.
Goebel with another basket. She's into double figures now with 10 points. And another takeaway. Inside to Fox, but waved the shot off. Offensive foul by Milliken on the pass. North Polk heads up defense there, taking the charge.
And immediately head coach Philip Klett saying to his team, clapping, don't worry about it, move on. Move on to this next play.
Lucy Schaefer again taking this, making the stop.
Callan Fox basket waved off there. Happened after the foul.
The 3 for Scott. Sticks.
That doesn't happen all that often. Jump ball situation. Is there anyone who could leap up and knock it free?
Unless you're offering to go out there, Molly, I don't think.
Oh, yeah. Mom life.
Just a smile from the
probably
senior
hurt
Scott.
myself if I even tried. But my money's on Riley Goebel. I think she'd probably be the closest of anyone out there.
5'11", long arms. I agree. North Polk with the basketball again, trying to chip into this 20-point lead. And Jaden Murphy, the leading scorer, now has 14 points for the Comets.
She has played consistently very well in this state tournament. Has to be pleased with her performances.
Catcher with the basketball. She's tied with game-high honors with 12 points. Her and the freshman, Riley Goebel. Here's catcher, the junior. The putback no good. Deep 3, just too strong for Murphy.
And as head coach for Des Moines Christian said at the halftime break, when CPU is making shots from downtown, good luck. They're really hard to beat. I mean, that's the thing about having such a great defensive game plan and such a great defensive culture and approach. Your defense is there every night.
All right, let's listen in once again. Center Point-Urbana.
Got it, uncontested layup. If you have it, that's fine, but open it up, make it come out. Now, they're a blow? Yeah. Okay. Clark, go. Clark. Okay, all right. Uncontested layup, but be out wide. Got it? Back door, if they're up denying it, just back door it, okay? If you have an uncontested, great. If not, kick out, but keep the floor spread. Got it? Got it? Team on 3, 1, 2, 3. Hey, just stack 2.
All right, 5 minutes to go.
Gonna spread it out. Go for uncontested layups. That's the game plan here. Got that insider information from Coach Klett.
Center Point-Urbana stopped in the semifinals each of the last 3 years. Finally in the title game, looking to seize that opportunity, win the first girls state basketball title since 1995 for the Storm and Pointers. Callan Fox, the senior, another bucket. Now Catcher, the steal for the junior, the flip and the finish. It's Riley Clark.
We're going to keep on this full court pressure defense. Try to force more Comet turnovers.
Murphy gets one to go from outside, and a timeout taken by North Polk head coach Clint Albertson. Take a look at CPU. There's the tip pass, and then it's like a shark smelling blood in the water.
Those long arms of Riley Goebel. She is so effective at the point of that press. I mean, there could not be a better person to play that position.
Here's North Polk head coach Clint Albertson.
Okay. You got to go for steals right now. We got to be super aggressive. Okay. Got to be super aggressive. Okay, here we go.
Four and a half minutes remaining. We're looking for super aggressive defense out of the Comets.
You can get 2-3 turnovers back to back. It goes from an 18-point game to a 10 or 12-point game.
They have plenty of three-point shooters, starting with Maggie Phipps. Jaden Murphy's knocked down a couple today. As a squad, they haven't shot it all that well from three, but it's a team that's very comfortable shooting three-pointers. As we've said, they've made over 170 as a team on the year. So if there are opportunities to let it fly from deep, you have to believe that their confidence is high.
That foul goes on Lucy Schaefer. It's her first. Team's fourth. Milliken gets it over to Catcher. Catcher again committed to play basketball at Southern Illinois. The layup is good. The future Saluki leading her team here in the state championship game. There's Jaden Murphy backing down Catcher. 20-point lead, 3.5 to go. Jump ball is Lucy Schaefer. Another tough physical defensive play.
I love the competitiveness of that freshman. She is not afraid to stick her nose in there. And here we see Catcher taking the ball all the way to the rim, finishing with that left. That's exactly the uncontested type of layup Coach Klett was wanting.
Molly, back in 1995 when Center Point-Urbana won the girls state basketball tournament, people remember names like Erica Kronk and Kate Hanneman. This year, Adriana Catcher, Riley Goebel may stick with Storm and Pointer fans for a while.
That's right. Callan Fox, also a very accomplished cowgirl. Haven't had a chance to chat about her future.
Let's talk about that. Number 44 in black, signed with South Dakota State with the equestrian team.
That's right, and we had to ask a lot of questions. At least I did. About her future.
We got tipped off that she was the 2017 Iowa Junior Cowgirl Queen this past summer. Helped crown the 2018 Queen. Grew up with horses. Her horse's name is George, named after George Clooney. We found that out. Very involved with events put on by the American Quarter Horse Association.
It's always such a pleasure to not only spend a couple days out here in preparation and working these championship games, but it's so fun to chat with these student athletes and coaches after their games, after their semifinal victories, learn more about, of course, the basketball, but about them as people and future plans for the seniors.
There's Murphy, the drive, missed the layup. Stefan, put back, no good.
There's the cowgirl, Callan.
Fox will head to the Center Point-Urbana front court.
And we did learn that George does not get to go to Brookings with her.
That's right, yeah.
She will ride another horse. Yes.
That surprised me.
Me too.
It's like not getting to take your favorite pair of sneakers to... Maybe it's not the same. Maggie Phipps whistled for the foul timeout taken by Center Point-Urbana. 2:30 to go here in the fourth quarter. Center Point-Urbana has to be feeling good with just 2.5 to go. Let's check in with head coach Philip Klett.
Whoever the 40 and 25 are, just go to them. The other two girls kind of just slow back.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
And then the inbounder can step in. Which girl have AJ be the inbound?
Yeah, because then she's your ball handler for that.
Yeah. So which one? Drop it, doesn't matter. Maddie, go. All right. Okay, now offensively, guys. AJ, I want you taking it out. Guys, line it up like this, okay? Cal out here. Put Maddie and Carly here in the middle. Put Goebel and Callan out wide. Got it? Now they're gonna have to put a post on somebody. If you have the guards, just start taking off and have the post players bring it up. Or you can throw it back to AJ. Got it? Okay, here we go. Team on three. 1, 2, 3. Hey.
Coach Klett, along with assistants Dan Hillers, Derek Schatz, and Andy Woldridge.
These coaches put a lot of time into this, a lot of time breaking down film. I think every one of the teams that we talked to, they all gave their coaches a lot of credit for the very detailed scouting reports that are put together.
They hear the stories of the late nights, watching film.
Particularly when you get into postseason, when you have a quick turnaround between games.
Murphy the rebound. This is Scott with the basketball. Murphy 17 points, 4 rebounds for North Polk. Tries a deep three, off the mark. Here's Goebel on the run. Riley Goebel will slow it down, and under 2 minutes to play now.
Looks like North Polk's gonna empty the bench here a little bit. Realizing that the outcome is probably not going to change here in the next minute and a half.
Catcher loses it. There's Murphy, goes all the way to the rim. Layup rolls just off the iron, and that's just kind of been that kind of night for North Polk. North Polk came in, the #1 seed, ranked #1. Center Point-Urbana #2 seed, #3 in the final rankings, both with identical 23-2 records.
North Polk, they just could never really get things going all that much on the offensive end. Credit, of course, to the Center Point-Urbana defense. So many steals, tip passes that led to steals. Comets just couldn't ever really find the rhythm on the offensive end. Couldn't quite get those high percentage looks they were hoping to find under Coach Albertson. Pretty contrasting shooting percentages. CPU 49% for the game. North Polk 29%. CPU haven't knocked down a 3 in this half, but still for the game 5 of 9. And a North Polk team that shoots a lot of threes. When you're only shooting 23%, you shoot a lot of them, it's tough to win games.
Well, the benches get cleared for both squads. You see the smiles by the seniors. Clark, Fox, Wilson.
A lot of hugs over there on the CPU sideline.
Catcher makes the free throw. She will get to check out. And more hugs coming for Center Point-Urbana.
The Storm and Pointers are feeling it.
An impressive performance here in the 3A title game. We will have 2 more tomorrow evening.
3 more.
3 more tomorrow evening. All right, here on Iowa Public Television.
And what a barn burner we had in that 5A game. Wow, West Des Moines Valley getting the win over Southeast Polk. Very competitive game.
Abby Hill knocks it in for North Polk, and Center Point-Urbana now 30 seconds left. And a substitution timeout. Allowing a couple more Comets to check in. And taken by Center Point-Urbana head coach. Classy move by Philip Klett right there with the basketball. Wanted to let the opposing team get a couple more players into the game.
And with as many seniors as there are in this CPU team, we might be watching some players that will emerge a year from now, like some of their current seniors emerged after graduating 7 seniors a year ago.
So it's win number 24, and it's the second state title 24 years after they won it in 1995. Center Point-Urbana, your Class 3A state champions.
The Iowa Union staff, Gene Berger and crew, handing out those coveted pink champion t-shirts. Doesn't take them long to put those bad boys on. Pink everywhere here at Wells Fargo this week.
Top performances, there is freshman Riley Goebel, 12 points. The one that got away for North Polk.
Awards is Craig Hill, president of the Iowa Farm Bureau, and Governor Kim Reynolds. Joining him are members of the IGHSAU Board of Directors, Gary Zittergruen, Greg Dufo, Ron Fadness, Greg Ebling, Jim Beamer, and Roger Francis. Your Class 3A All-Tournament team for 2019. From Center Point-Urbana, Riley Goebel. From North Polk, Maggie Phipps. From Des Moines Christian, Kaylee Lawson. From Walk On, Annika Headington. From North Polk, Jaden Murphy. And your 2019 Class 3A All-Tournament Team Captain. From Center Point-Urbana, Adriana Ketcher.
Well, Molly, members from Number of different schools here on this all-tournament team. We saw a few of them put on some impressive performances here tonight.
It's not surprising at all that Adriana Ketcher, Maddie Phipps, Riley Goebel, not surprised at all that those young ladies all chosen. Jaden Murphy, of course, as well for North Polk. Those 4 players all playing very well this week. Of course, also congrats to Kaylee Lawson out of Des Moines Christian being selected as well.
And now fans, please help us
Catcher
recognize
led all scores in this title game with 16.
Class 3A runner-up, the North Polk Comets and head coach Clint Albertson. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for your 2019 Class 3A champion, the Center Point-Urbana Storm and Pointers and head coach Philip Platt.
Molly, Center Point-Urbana, their 4th straight trip to state, finally into the championship game, and they made it count.
Well, we had the number 1, number 2 seeds in this championship game with identical 23-2 records. We were probably expecting a little bit of a closer game, but that defense for Center Point-Urbana is legit. Turning over North Polk 17 times, converting easy baskets, just making life difficult really all evening long for the Comets. Congrats to CPU.
All right, let's send it up top to Paul Yeager to break it all down. Paul?
Great job, you two. We'll see you tomorrow night and on the air at 2:30 for a pregame on Saturday afternoon. We handed out 2 crowns today. 1 in 5A with the with the Valley Tigers and with Center Point-Urbana here in Class 3A. So thank you so very much for joining us on our first night of 2019 girls basketball tournament coverage right here on IPTV. We are back with even more action tomorrow night on the 100-year anniversary of the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournaments. Our pregame show begins at 2:30 Saturday afternoon, followed by the 4A, 2A, and then 1A championships. A full slate of hoops. And we hope you will join us for our live, uninterrupted coverage here on statewide Iowa Public Television. That's it from Wells Fargo Arena. We'll see you back here again tomorrow afternoon. I'm Paul Yeager from all of us here at Iowa Public Television. Thank you so very much for watching. 2 champs, 3 more to go. We'll see you tomorrow.
Funding for the Iowa Girls High School Basketball Championships is provided by...
The path to greatness starts early. The Iowa Farm Bureau believes in Iowa's youth and their pursuit of greatness. That's why we're proud to be the title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Each student's effort is important, and when one rises, we all rise to a better Iowa.
Fairway, along with Nabisco, Frito-Lay, and Sara Lee, is a proud sponsor of the Iowa Girls Sports Championships. We congratulate all the schools and student athletes participating in this year's Girls High School State Basketball Championships. Fairway, proud to care for the places we work and live. By Musco Lighting, the sports lighting specialists, providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community.
I am a farmer.
I am a great cook.
I am a small town girl.
I'm a city boy.
I'm a banker.
I'm an Iowa banker.
No matter who you are, there is an Iowa banker who is ready to help you get where you want to go. Iowa Bankers, allowing you to discover the genuine difference of Iowa banks.
Girls State Basketball is sponsored by Simpson College in Indianola, where students have the opportunity to succeed in and out of the classroom, creating well-rounded, career-ready individuals. Learn more at simpson.edu.